Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me here for Earn on social media. I'm just gonna wait for a couple people to get in here. Then we're gonna get started. So this is Earn on social media, and you can do this from wherever you are throughout the world. You could do this, for 5 minutes a day. You could do this for an hour a day. It really just depends on your level of dedication, but the more you put into this, the more success you're going to have. So, we're going to learn how to turn your Facebook Lives into cash, right? I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. That's what this program is set up to do. So, like I said, I'm just going to wait for a couple people to get in here because I have guests from all over. You can get this program for a one-on-one type of session, or or you can also join the groups when I host the groups, because there is a schedule for this where you come in and you learn just like your everyday apologies just like you learn with your everyday class program, course type of thing. But this is also able to be, produced to you on a one-on-one basis. So if you aren't too sure about how to, really apply these things, we can sit down and, schedule a one-on-one where I can go into more detail about how to really, really apply these things. So we're going to get into this thing because, I'm very excited to present this to you. And I'm sure you're very excited to get the information so that you can, get closer to making your goals and dreams a reality, as soon as possible. So I got to give you my disclosure. Okay. Not everyone will receive these type of results, the same type of results, or even be able to stay committed to the following system of advice. Okay. The following information presented is strictly to help educate, expose, and provide awareness to various technologies within our power that we can leverage and benefit from. Thank you for being open-minded and trusting me. Right. Moving forward, acts as a disclosure, right? That you give me full power and control in teaching and instructing you throughout this presentation, regardless of your results. The end results will be based on your efforts, and I am not accountable or liable for actions you have not taken. A lot of people learn stuff, right? A lot of people learn stuff, but they do not apply it, and that's a problem. So I want to make sure that you are applying the information that I'm giving to you, so that you can have the most success, right? I'm here to help you. So if you do have any questions, make sure that you come to me and ask them. All right. This is a three segment type of program, right? I'm not just going to give you fluff. This is real life information that you're going to see so much results from it, and the potential in using social media to reach your financial goals is amazing. So in this segment, which is the first one, we're going to learn how to increase your exposure, right? Just for this first episode, I'm going to break down a little bit about the program more so that you can understand more. But as we go along, I'm just going to get right into the information, and we're just going to hit this, right? So the first segment, we're going to talk about increasing your exposure, right? Why that is important, because you got to get in front of people. If you don't get in front of people, they're not going to know who you are, right? That's called exposure, right? You got to be exposed to people. People got to be exposed to you, and that's going to help you, move into the second segment, which is how you generate more sales, right? Right now, you might be generating sales, but You want to generate more sales, of course. Everybody wants more sales and better sales at that too. So after we, increase your exposure, we're going to generate more sales for you. You're going to learn how to convert people into your system, or, start to share your product, and it's going to be very, very exciting. Then number 3, you're going to develop a strong following, right? In the third segment, your following is going to, start sharing stuff. They're going to want to, talk more about you. They're going to share more about your programs. They're going to share more about your products. And you're going to see how you grow, exponentially, and how your goals really, come into reality. This program, right, is very intensive. It is, I'll say, like a 9-week type of program where you learn how to format your Facebook Live, right? If you don't know how to do a Facebook Live session, it's not really going to be good. And if you do have questions, make sure you type them in the comment section, right? I'll be able to see them. You can ask questions during this, or you could wait to the end, wherever you feel like, just type them in the live chat and I'll take them. So the first week, we're going to go into, learning how to format a Facebook Live so that you know what you're doing when you're doing this, right? Because if you don't know what you're doing, then people aren't going to stay committed. They're not going to stay involved. They're not going to, pay attention, and you're not going to be able to sell your product like you really want to. Or you're not going to be able to really, sell yourself, right? Sell who you are, right? Your talents, your inspiration, your energy, right? People need that. If you don't know how to do a proper Facebook Live or YouTube Live, Instagram Live, any live video, if you don't know how to sit there and get on a video, you're not going to succeed, especially in this digital era, right? You got to be able to be on TV. Everybody's a movie star. You're a movie star. Captivate that energy and make it happen. I'm going to teach you how to do that, right? Week number 2, you're going to learn how to target or how to reach your target audience, right? It's okay to just be on TV. It's okay to be, on video and doing all these things. But if the people aren't really interested, right, or if they're not within the audience that's going to genuinely support you, you're going to end up wasting a lot of time, a lot of money, and you're going to get frustrated. So reaching your target audience is so important because it's a lot less headaches, right? Because the people are basically hot leads, right? They want to see you already. They're your target, right? This is who I'm looking for, and this is who I need because I know that they're going to support me, right? So that target audience is huge in order for you to, earn on social media. Number 3, learning how to successfully get more views, right? Because your content can get stale. That is definitely a possibility, but you don't want your content to get stale. You want your content to stay vibrant. You want your content to stay new. So with that being said, you got to make sure that you know what it takes to get more views after you think that you got enough views, right? It all comes with innovation. It comes with updates. It comes with, really, I don't want to say altering your strategy too much, but really get into the nitty gritty more of what your audience wants. That's what's important. So week number 4, we're going to learn how to build your authority, because after you have more views, right, you got to become an authority figure, right? You got to become a person who is really taking control and is able to say, you know what? No, I know that I know, and other people know that I know, and they're willing to tell you that I know that I know. So that's building your authority, right? Once you have authority, it's hard for people not to pay you for what you do. You get how that works? Week number 5, right? And again, for anybody that's coming in new, make sure you type your questions in the comment section so that I can see them in the chat. This is a program that is, either a group or you can get one-on-one. However you see fit, I'm able to present this program to you. It's Earn on Social Media. And, it's important for you to earn on social media today because everything's digital. You're watching this right now on some form of social media, and you could be doing the same thing to generate income. And I'm showing you how to do that. Week number 5, right? Creating this loyal community to convert, right? It's very important, because if you don't have loyal people that are going to support you and be part of your community, they're not going to generate revenues for you, right? Week 6, cash in on your lives, right? You got to make money. Every time you get on the live video, you got to make money, right? That shouldn't be your ultimate goal, but that's definitely on the list, right? You have to have intention when you're doing this, right? You have to have, your energy in the right place in order for this to actually be successful for you. So, number 7, the proper foundation, right? All these are going in a proper list to be able to help you succeed in the most efficient and most optimum level, because a lot of people are bringing you into programs. But at the end of the day, what I've realized that I want to help you learn is that there is a formula to everything. There's a systematic approach. And once you put that system in place, right, you're going to see a lot more success than what you're having right now. Every major corporation, right, even the world, right, the universe, all this stuff, your body works on a system that if that system was not there, you wouldn't exist. So that proper foundation is that system that's going to help you really make this a turnkey type of thing. Everybody wants money on a push button. Imagine just pushing the button live and knowing that you're going to generate income. Week number 8, manifest your vision, because your vision is much more greater and larger and beyond just doing live videos. It's a lot more grandesque than just making money. So what is your vision? Maybe you want to be in a whole nother country with, influencers and entrepreneurs, or with architects, right? Because this works for anybody. You could be in architectural design and do live videos and reach builders, right? Reach people, your target audience that want you to be a part of their projects, right? Social media is so amazing when you know how to use it, but most people are not using it properly. And week 9, to wrap all this stuff up, systemizing, right? Again, going back to the systemizing your accomplishments so that you can do it time and time and time again. Most people get scared because they win one time and they're not sure how they did it, right? We're going to make sure, I'm going to make sure, and you're going to make sure yourself that you get these results time and time and time again so that you believe in this, right? So let's really get into this first segment, right? I wanted you to understand the program that we're working with and, where we're going with this thing. We're going to increase your exposure, right? So that you can reach the right people that know and that have the things that you want. So again, we're learning how to format a Facebook Live in this session. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the message, right? That's what I'm delivering to you right now, a message, okay? It's very important for you to know, right, how to deliver a message. But to go into this, first part of formatting your Facebook Live, right, there are 3 different parts, which is, your message, your setup, and your go live, right? You're going to know exactly how to do this, and it's going to be phenomenal, all right? Your message. You got to think about your who, right? Your what, your why. I'm not going to do this perfectly, right? And you don't have to worry about being perfect. You got to just worry about doing it, right? So these 3 topics, right? What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? And why are you talking? These are so important for you to know and for you to understand, because if you don't know what you're talking about, it's really, no reason for people to sit there and, engage with you. I'll tell you a story about a time when I didn't really, know what I was going to talk about. So I was nervous. I was trying to figure out, some ideas, and then I started talking to an associate of mine, and I shared that problem with him. I was like, yo, kind of nervous about, going up and speaking, what are you going to talk about? He said, just relax, because when you get all, fidgety, and when you get all like too much into your topic of what you want to talk about, because of course you want to know what you want to talk about, right? But you want to just kind of pick one thing. What's one thing that is really, really important for these people to know that you didn't know? Because if you really, just get too caught up in all these messages and all these ideas, you're not going to say the right thing. So pick one thing that you believe or that you wanted to know at that time and share that message. It doesn't matter if somebody already knows that information, because true students of the game, right? And this person, he was older than me, right? So he had some game. True students of the game understand that no matter how many times you hear it, you're always going to be able to benefit the next time you hear it, because you'll be on a higher level of understanding. So while you have this 2 minutes to think, come up with one topic and go for it. So I took those 2 minutes and I thought about what I would have wanted to know. And then I shared that message, and it was really great. The other part of this was, who are you talking to, right? Because if you don't know who you're talking to, it's going to be a flop. Are you talking to business professionals? Are you talking to students? Are you talking to, people like you? Because if you're talking to people like you got to share that type of energy too, right? Because this is all about reaching your tribe. It's all about reaching people that are going to be supportive of your own energy. They're going to know that you do things in a certain way, right? And then they're going to come for that energy. And when you stay consistent on that, right, you're going to be able to generate a lot of consistent income too, because your value is consistent. People want consistent value. And who are you talking to is very important, because if you don't know who you're talking to, the what you're talking about isn't really important either. Then next you want to go into, why are you even talking? Because if you don't know why you're talking, right? Because after it gets to a certain point, even with this, because I already gave you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about earning on social media. But why am I talking, right? And who am I talking? I'm talking to you, right? Why am I talking? Because I want you to profit. I want you to succeed. I want you to have the results that you want, right? Which are great, right? You want to travel. You want to make more money. You want to have more time, right? You want to buy new clothes. You want just a whole new energy to experience. And you can't get that just doing the same things over and over and over again. So you got to do something different. And in doing something different, you got to show yourself. And you got to get exposed to different things, right? What are you talking about? These are also conversation topics that are going to help you, sell yourself better in a formal conversation. A lot of people don't know how to have conversation anymore. The more and more we get into these, digital things, we get outside of how to actually be, human and conversationalist. This is part of that structural design of that. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? And why are you talking? What are you talking about, right? 3 different topics. There's intro topics, juicy topics, relevant topics. This is how you could break this down really, really simply. And you want to, kind of develop a story type of system as you're, sharing your content with your people. Your intro topics are going to set the stage, right? An intro topic for this is earning on social media. I'm going into how you're going to earn on social media. So I'm going to talk about different things, introducing why earning on social media is so important. Since I've been using social media, I've, met so many amazing people. I've had so many amazing opportunities throughout the world. I'm not talking about just in America, because I live in New Jersey in a very, very small town. You might live in a very, very small town, might think, oh, how can I reach the right person that's going to see and, appreciate and benefit from my idea. Using social media, you could do that. And targeting the right people, right? And using the right form of conversation, right? That's why using these different topics is so important, because introducing things, right? Introducing yourself, introducing your place of work, introducing a product, right? Introducing these things, right? I'm going to have a video where I introduce my corporation. That's important, because if I don't do the introduction in the background, who knows anything about what I'm doing? That information is so important for people to make decisions on supporting you. Okay, juicy topics, they keep people locked in. People want the juice. Oh, they want the drama. They want stuff, right? I shared some stories about what was going on in my development. I went live video, and sometimes they were closing down my street, and I was pissed. I'm like, yo, you don't give us no warning. You don't even you don't do anything. You don't put a sign. You don't even go around. You don't do anything, right? You just shut the street down. And I'm going to work, or I'm going to business, or wherever I'm going. I'm going to the supermarket. I go out here and the road's closed. So now I have to go all the way around here, right, to go where I was going. And that takes like 5 more minutes, because now there's a whole bunch of traffic. But if I would have known you were going to close the street, I would have left early. That's a problem, right? I shared that on my Facebook Live. People loved it, right? It was drama, but it was a juicy topic. Like, I'm pissed. Shared some other different topics, but if you go on my Facebook Live, you'll see them. Once you start sharing real life stuff, people are going to engage with that. They're going to support that, right? Relevant topics, which is another thing. Something that's really, really relevant. Current events, news, or something that you have, like an event that you have coming up, or a sort of type of, engagement. That's a relevant topic that, you want to open people's minds with, right? Let me give you an example. And a lot of this, I'm gonna try to give you examples so that you could use and you could work with, and that you can apply it to your own life. Because most of my examples are gonna come based off my own life. Not to say that I don't know other people's lives, but it's better to tell your own stories, because it's more genuine, it's more heartfelt, and it's easy. It's easy to kind of read somebody else's story, but when you actually have gone through it and you could talk from personal experience, it has a different type of vibe, and you want to share that with your audience too. That's another type of juicy topic, because it's coming from your own life, and people want bits, pieces, and portions of your life. They want to feel connected. They don't want to just feel, they want to be connected with you. It's very important, this social media thing, and understanding how it works, right? Relevant topics. What's going on in Camden right now? The city of Camden, it's ridiculous, right? They're trying to vote in a new mayor, but how I feel about it, I'm not really sure. I feel like it's a toss-up, because this guy, he's getting in just a few more weeks before the actual elections and all that. And these people have a lot of money backing them, right? A lot of money. We're talking billions of dollars, right? Versus a couple hundred. Who do you think is going to win? Billions of dollars or a couple hundred? But the people that have the billions of dollars within Camden, they're doing very nasty things. And they're probably doing the same things in your area too. And you should probably look at that, right? Tax, all this stuff. I'm not going to get into it, because right now we're learning on social media. But you got to understand, these topics that you're sharing with people are so important, because your audience is going to appreciate it. Staying on topic with the message, right? Once you get good at this, because this is going to be a developing thing, right? Remember, I had the example, one topic, right? Come up with one topic. What's really important, that you believe that the person on the other side, if you were sitting in the audience, what's one thing that you would want to know, right? Had you not known then what you know now, okay? Use one of those examples. If I would have known then what I know now, right, I would have said, or I would have done blah. That's one topic, right? Now, when you come up with that topic, to make it, a little bit, more in depth, right? Start with an intro. This is, what we're going to talk about. And then, these are a few of the different topics that go into, what I want to talk about. And then this is how we're going to wrap it up, right? Boom. Just like how we used to learn, or how you used to learn, writing in school, you have your intro, your supporting details, and your closing. That's how this works too. It's a flow, right? It's a story, and it's a systematic type of thing in order to get the best results. You got to get deep into the minds of your audience. You can't just do surface level stuff if you want to succeed. If you want the best results, you can't do surface level. It's got to be deep. You got to get, into there. You got to get into yourself. You got to touch into your spirit, and you got to really, really be intentional about this. Okay. Another thing about what that you're going to talk about is, the places, the people, the products, right? What are these things that are around you? Okay. Like I talk about my organization a lot, BRIODS Corporation of America, because I want you, right, to really, really get that into your head. Also, saying your name, right? If you do an interview and you can, kind of produce it in a way, right? If you can kind of, not have it so scripted, but if you can have, somebody have just, some cue points, make sure they say your name a lot, right? Often enough and in a natural form so that it goes in people's heads, so that they remember what your name is afterwards, right? My name is Avidan M. Respes. It's going to take a few times for you to remember that, but I want you to understand these things that are going into your live video. Think about, what will people see? What will people think? What will people feel? All this, I know it's a lot, right? It's a lot to consider. And I'm sure before you got into this, you're like, whoa, I didn't know people considered all. Yeah, people don't just do videos on YouTube and Facebook and all that. Like, when you look at the news channel and you look at, TV sitcoms, when you look at movies are very intentional. They're very much scientific and philosophical, down to the way that, the button looks. Now, they do have their problems where somebody forgets to, take out a prop, and they might do that purposely, but it's very, very strategic and targeted to get you to support their agenda and their mission and their message that they're delivering to you, right? So before I went live, I made sure that, what will you see is good. It's good enough, right? It's got to be good enough. It doesn't have to be this great thing, because if you worry about always trying to have the greatest background, you're not going to do your videos, and it's going to, destroy your chances. If you're doing a video call with somebody, make sure your background is decent. Either have a plain background, have, not too much light in the background so that people can see you, right? If you can buy a ring light, make sure you get a ring light, right? Because people, they need to see you clearly. They want to see you good, right? If you can go buy a camera, right? A webcam and a mic and all these things, go buy this stuff. It's very important, because your image matters. What people see matters, because that leads to what people think. Because perception is reality, and what people see, they perceive, and then they think about, right? And then that is what they decide on. So if their video is blurry, but I can hear them good, I might be okay with that. But if I can hear them good, but if I can see them good, but not hear them so clearly, that's a problem too. See good, hear good, we're good. Okay? But if you have one of those issues where they can't see you or they can't hear you, it's a problem. Nobody likes that. They want clean, clear video, audio, and they want you to have that, because you look more professional. You look more successful. And you don't just look it, you are. And you're going to feel better once you see the video on, the final production. That's one of the reasons why I started investing more into my video content. I did an online course, and it was blurry. And I wasn't happy with it because I'm like, people are going to think that I'm not serious, because when I look at these other videos, they're very clear. And I could tell that person, has invested. I could tell that person has put in the time. I could tell that that person does this, right? That's what I think when I see that clear video. And it's not even so much about the information. I just see that they look good, right? The same thing works on you. You see somebody looks good and you think, oh, dang, that person, they're good. And then you feel that you want that. You're going to communicate this to other people through your content, right? So now that we've, strategized this message a little bit, and now that you understand, who you're talking to, right? Right? Or what you're talking about, we're going to talk about who you're talking to. We're going to go more into that, right? Because who you're talking to is very important. Community matters. There's a lot of people within these communities, fakes, followers, and friends, okay? Fakes, everybody worries about, but your fakes, like the fakers, the people that aren't really real, that don't really genuinely support that, all those different things, the lurkers, right? These fake people, right? We need them too, because if you're real, the fake people are going to help you gain more success, because people don't like fake stuff. They want real. They want substance. They want something that's actually going to bring them success and results. So when you're able to do that, you're going to have a lot better results than the fakes out there. Don't worry about them. Let them do what they do, right? Your followers are going to come from them, right? They're going to follow you and they're going to support you, right? Not all followers, right? Not all followers are your friends. Remember that. There's different levels to this, right? Followers are not friends, and friends are not followers. Okay, so don't expect, your friends to I'm talking about the friends that are in your trenches with you. They're gonna like your posts, but don't expect them to like your posts all the time, because most of the time they're gonna be the ones creating the posts with you, right? Because I'd rather have people create content with me than to just like the content, right? That's a lot more engaging. That's a lot more invigorating. Let's create content together, right? I don't care if you like, comment, or all that. You're with me creating it, so you already liked it. You know what I'm saying? Your friends are going to be part of the content strategy with you. Okay, they're going to be also developing content, but your followers, they're going to be consuming your content, right? Understand the difference. And followers are going to get other people to follow and support. And some of them people might become, supporters. And then when we get into this too, you're going to understand that some of your followers are fakers too in there, right? And, but through this program, you're going to learn how to see these things, right? Success comes from understanding the principles, understanding this knowledge, right? Because using social media and understanding who is out here, right? There's possible business, right? There's possible opportunities that if you're not using social media, you're losing, right? There's entrepreneurs out here. There's influencers. There's recruiters. There's all type of people that want to hear your voice and be a part of your story. But if you're not sharing that, if you're not going live, you're not doing anything, right? You're hurting yourself. There's more than 1 billion people probably, right? I think already using Facebook. Now, that's just on Facebook. All the people using social media, there's billions of people. Imagine who you can get in contact. Yo, if you really just go on social media, there's people that shouldn't even be on social media that have social media. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about people just in these far remote areas. I'm like, yo, there's not a building for miles, right? There's no civilization for ever. But you got a cell phone, you got Facebook, you got Instagram. How you doing that? That's incredible to me. But people in these industrialized, modern society, no social media. They don't know how to use it. So understand that when you know how to use this thing, it's so much greater, because your goals, your dreams, your experiences, you can reach them through social media if you share, right? If you're not sharing, if you're not connecting, you're not going to get there, right? Who are you to people, right? I want you to think about these three things when you're sharing, right? Who are you to people? Because when you're sharing your information, I know I'm going through this presentation. If you have any questions, make sure that you put them in the chat or in the comment section, right? And I'm going to get to them, right? Because when you understand who are you to people, that's going to make you think differently. Perspective. When they see me, because when I look at myself in the mirror, it's different than when somebody else sees me. So you have to take that into account. And then you got to think about, who do you want to be to people? Because people on the other side, right, your audience might see you as somebody that you might not be. And that's why you might not be converting them, right? Because you see yourself as somebody, or you want to see yourself as somebody, but they don't see you like that. So how can you change that dynamic, right? Going into, your message, who you're talking to, why you're talking, that helps you really change the game and the dynamic about who you are to people, okay? Because when you know what you're talking about, that changes people's perspective and perception of you. And when you're able to communicate who you want to be to people, and you back that up with results, and you're able to communicate that, you can really become who you really are. And that's what you want to ask. Who are you really? Because there is a gap between who people think you are, who you think you are, who you really are, and who you want to be. There's all those different things that should go into consideration in bringing you to the person that you actually are living up to be, your destiny. I'm giving you profound wisdom if you're going to use it. A lot of people are not, but I hope that they do, and I hope you do, because if you're going to succeed, not just in creating great videos, because this is more than that, this is deeper. This is about creating the type of life that is going to make you fulfilled, that is going to give you satisfaction, that you're going to be able to duplicate over and over and over again, because it becomes a lifestyle. We're making this a lifestyle. So becoming who you really are, right, is so important in connecting the dots between who people think you are, who you think you are, who you want to be, and who you are really. You're going to grow into this better person. It takes time. But now that you're willing to take the steps, you got to be excited about even the little results you get. Being transparent is the most solid foundation. You're going to have to get over yourself. You're not going to be perfect, and this doesn't happen overnight, right? You're going to have failures. And I don't mean failures as in like, oh, everything went wrong and this and that, because failure is only when you stop trying, when you stop doing, and you stop taking action. As long as you are willing to learn, grow, and develop, you're going to get so much better. I've been doing these live videos for at least 5 years. I have over 500 live videos on my Facebook that most of them are over an hour long, right? Because I can just keep on talking. Are you going to listen? That's a whole different topic. But it's the confidence to be able to just keep on going, keep on talking, that is so important. Because this is public speaking. You're gonna have to talk to people in public, right? You might have to talk for hours. A lot of people aren't able to have conversation anymore. So if you can be able to talk for a long time about multiple type of subjects and go into depth about those subjects, you're going to put yourself going into the future, because we're in the information age. So the more information you have, you put yourself in this different bracket, right? It's not so much about money anymore. Yeah, money is cool. Money's power. Money's all these things. But information, right, gets you that money. And if you don't have the information, and if you aren't able to use that information, act on that information, and benefit from that information, you're not going to succeed. So why you need to go live is so important, because we already talked about it. But I'm hashing on these things to bring it into your head, because we're going to talk about these things over and over and over again. You want to meet new people. You got to get away from your old circle. If they don't have the things that you want, you got to meet the people that do. So new people have that stuff. A lot of, you know, you hear stories about people that get caught up with their friends from high school. It's like, what'd you guys do since high school? You went to bars, you know, maybe for guys, you picked up some girls, right? Maybe you guys went on some vacations, but what benefits have you really given to yourself through and as a community, as a team? What benefits have you brought to yourselves since high school? Since you guys have known each other in diapers, what have we done together except for just created, you know, this story, which is cool for some people. That's fine. But you get to a certain level in life where more matters, right? Because you're going to have kids eventually. What are you going to pass down to your kids? What are you going to give your kids to look forward to? Oh, we did pranks for our whole lives. You know, oh, we always had a great time, you know. We did wedgies with each other, and you know, we drank together, and we did all this stuff, and you know, we did vacations, and we hooked up with a whole bunch of girls. Like, that's low frequency. But when you could say, you know, me, 10 of my friends, we got together, we built a school, right? We were able to bring education to 150 students. Then we went to the other side of town and we created a homeless shelter, and not just a homeless shelter, but a rehabilitation center, because a lot of the people that are homeless, they actually have, you know, some conditions that they need assistance with. See, the mindset is different, and that's a lot greater for the community as a whole than us just, you know, doing stuff. So when you meet new people, they're going to have new experiences. They're going to have things that are going to change your perception about the entire world. I've been networking a lot with, you know, the African countries. We got, you know, Sierra Leone, Cameroon. We got, you know, Ghana, Nigeria, a few others, some in South Africa. I also have some connects in Russia. Of course, I used to live in Israel, South America as well. You're able to branch off into a lot of different areas. And these new people bring new opportunities that are very exciting, because they're things that you never thought or you weren't sure really existed. And when you reach these other people, when you see how they live, that changes your own mindset about, you know, your own life. Have you ever seen somebody live in an actual village before, but like be on FaceTime? That's an experience, because you're like, yo, you're actually in a village right now. But when you're able to broadcast a live video to those people, they're able to think differently and think bigger and be like, you know what? I can leave my village, or I can leave my city. I can leave my country. I can leave my state. A lot of people haven't, in America, a lot of people haven't left their state before. Like in New Jersey, a lot of people haven't left New Jersey. A lot of people haven't left California because they don't see a reason to. But there's a lot of reason to meet new people, to have new experience, and to go to these other places, because you also educate others about your home, about your culture, about your people. You become an ambassador for your hometown. That's a lot of responsibility, because when you get there, you want people to think positively. You want people to think well about where you come from. So when you also do these live videos, right, you show people pieces and bits and portions, right, of your culture, and they get to, you know, exchange that with you, and that enlightens them and that educates them. And it's very phenomenal, because this is all about developing and building relationships. You're not going to create money without having relationships with people. People spend money with people that they like, and people that they trust, and people that they know are looking out for their best interests, and people that have what they need or what they want. So if you're not one of those people, you can't expect to get revenue. You have to become one of those people. And I'm showing you how to do that through this program. So going live helps others recognize you as the authority, as the figure, and as the great person that you are. Why? Why you matter, right? There's a lot of whys behind this, and you got to get into the why. The why is probably one of the most important things, right? Because you matter, because your story matters, your brand matters, your legacy matters, right? Your ideas matter, your thoughts matter, your energy matters. But if you don't have that understanding, if you don't have that revelation that you matter, you're not going to get the people to support you that you need to in order to do the things that you need to do, right? And I know that what you want to do is beyond just making money. There are charitable things that you want to do within your heart, that meeting the right people, they're going to motivate you and inspire to actually do those things. They're going to have the resources. They're going to have the tools. They're going to have the other people, right? They're going to have the connections for you to actually climb the ladder and build the things, right, that you're so, seeking to do. Get out of the normal everyday mindset of what you've been thinking, right? I don't know if you were coming here for this talk or not, but you got to think a little bit deeper if you're going to succeed in this. But you want to do this. If you don't have a notebook already, go get a notebook, go get a diary, go get something that you can start writing down a plan. You can start writing down your thoughts, your goals, your dreams, because you got to see them, because it matters, right? This is all part of your story. And when you share your story, when you share your brand, when you share your legacy, when you share your notes, people are going to be like, you know what? I wish I had the courage to do that. But because of you, I'm going to take your energy and I'm going to go do that. You inspired me to do that. You're going to inspire people to do stuff that they know they should be doing. Because at the end of the day, they don't have people in their own circle that's motivating them, that's inspiring them, that's telling them, yo, you can go do this. You are able to do that. And when you are confident, when you believe in yourself, because doing a live video, that's a whole level of confidence. Because you might think, oh, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? What if it cuts off? Like, there's so many different variables that you have to just be confident and just say, hey, however it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. And I'm just going to focus on, delivering the message. And I just pray and hope that people get it. And you let it ride. You don't think too much into it, right? You be confident because you know that you know that you know that you know that you know. And that's it. Lives also help. And why they help? Because just like I said, the confidence, the empowerment, the enrichment, not just for yourself, but for the other people on the other side too. When it's terrible, right? It's terrible that people think that when you give people your energy that, you're going to lose. When you transfer your energy, people transfer the energy right back. And not only the people, right? Because when you transfer the energy, you pour it out in your cup. So once you bring your cup like this, the universe pours back into your cup. Because when you think abundance, when you think that there's more out there, you're going to be given more. But when you think you poured out and then you don't have any more, they can't pour it when your face is in the way and you're looking like you don't, and you're looking like you don't have any, right? Stuff like that can happen. You got to roll with the punches, right? When you're looking at the cup and they're trying to pour and your face is in the way like, yo, I just poured out what I have. And you keep pouring and you're like, dang, my cup's getting low. Instead of you keep pouring and then you get refreshed, right? You just pour. Somebody refreshes, you pour. Because it's abundant, right? Have the confidence that your cup is going to get refilled. Have the confidence that through empowering others, you're being empowered. It's hard for people to just take the information and run. Eventually they got to come back, especially when you keep on being hot, when you stay ahead of the curve, right? You can't have a victim mentality in this thing. You got to be willing to share information. A lot of people don't go live and do live videos because they're like, oh, well, if I share the information, somebody's going to take my information and run, and I'm not going to be, the authority. No, share the information and say the same thing. Say it over, right? Say it different, but have the confidence to empower other people. And that is going to cause the enrichment, right? It's all catalyst. You'll notice that I put a lot of these in threes because they all work together. They're tied together to give you the most benefit and the greatest results. So, in conclusion, wrapping this all up, your message is very important. Thinking about what you're talking about, right? Who you're talking to, why you're talking. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you put them down in the comment section. If I don't get to them now, I'll get to them afterwards, and I'll make sure, to somehow, right, if you want to, put your email in there or something, we'll get connected so that I can, share more in depth. This program, you could either do it, with a class, you could wait till I share it online or whatever, or you could do it one-on-one, right? Because this is all about sharing the proper information for you. And this class costs money. This isn't free. I'm just doing this first one, for free. Or I might do, a few. I'm still working out with the team a little bit, but stay tuned for the information because it's so important for you to understand how to do this properly. What we covered are the three topics, right? What, who, why. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? And why are you talking? To refresh and rehash, go back and watch this video again to, really get into the information, because I know I share a lot of information. And if you haven't taken notes, make sure you take notes, because you're going to want to develop the right message. And you don't want to be thinking about 1,000 different topics, because you're not going to go live if you do that. I gave you some key ones to think about, some intro topics, juicy topics, relevant topics. They're very key and very, very simple to start with. Then you could put your own zest. You could put your own pizzazz, right? I'm giving you the basics so that you can run with it, right? Staying on topic with the message, right? Once you come up with one of the topics that you're going to talk about, right? Develop an intro, right? You could even write this thing down for your first live videos and read off a little script. It's real simple. Don't try to make this rocket science. We're sticking with the basics. We're using the basics. We're not trying to be perfectionists. We're not trying to be, superstar models, all this thing. We're delivering message, content. We're delivering value to our audience, right? You're delivering value to your audience, right? That's what you're doing. So don't worry about all this stuff. Worry about what's most important. Intro, 3 supporting details, and close them out, right? Boom. Place, people, product. Think about these things. What will people see? What will people think? What will people feel, right? All that goes into it, because before you set up your live video, right? And we're going to go into the setup and that's coming next, right? But when it's coming up to your message, because all this matters with your message, right? Because what are people going to see? What are people going to think? What are people going to feel when I start talking? Okay. The community and who you're talking to. It matters, because there's going to be a lot of fakes out there. But in all these pools of people, you're going to find your followers. And all those pools of people, right? You're going to find your friends, right? Your friends, there's not a lot of friends. Okay, so don't think you're going to have a lot of friends. You're not going to have a lot of friends. You're going to have a lot of followers. There's going to be a lot of fakes. But your friends, it's going to be a real tight-knit group, and they're going to be producing content with you, right? Going live helps you reach possible business, right? Your friends are going to understand that when you get together, and you understand, because most of the time you're going to be doing this yourself. You're going to want friends to help, but you're going to be the one pioneering this. You're going to be the one having to be confident. You're going to be the one having to trust yourself, right? Trust yourself to understand that the value you're sharing, right, is going to reach people like other entrepreneurs, other influencers, recruiters, people that are going to put you in positions for you to succeed, but you gotta deliver the proper message, right? You gotta be willing to share, right? Sharing matters, because if you don't share who you are to people, right, is always going to be dictated by what they think. If you do not share, right, who you want to be, if you don't share who you want to be, people are going to think you in a certain light that might not be what you want to be, right? And who are you really? Merging that middle gap between all these different things to grow into the person that you truly are destined to be. Because you might not be that person right now. Heck, I'm not that person right now. But I am who I really need to be to become the person who I want to be, right? The person who I want to be, right? You'll be in this big old room and all that, and it's crazy, and there's a helicopter on the top of the roof and all that, and we'll go on that one of these days. But for right now, we're starting with the basics, okay? Which is why you need to go live, to start meeting new people, right? Start doing little stuff. It's gonna happen so rapid, you're not even gonna know what happened to you, right? All of a sudden, you're gonna be like, yo, I just met like 1,000 new people. My network grew by like 5,000. Now I gotta really scale it back down to 500 key people, right? My Facebook, I used to have the limit is like 5,000. I used to have like 3,000 or 4,000 friends. I'm like, well, I have all these people for. So now the idea is I'm gonna have the top 100. Okay, the top 100 most influential, beneficial, and key people get to be my friends on Facebook. Top 100. So nobody else could be on my friends list. Yeah, we could be friends in real life. Follow me on Instagram and all that. But Facebook, yeah, I'm doing that different. New experiences, right? New people, new experiences. You can walk outside, right, and have the same experience you had last week. But you can go on social media, right, go live and share your information. And then a week later, you can get invited to go to a whole nother country, paid for. It happens. It happens. Because I did live videos, I got invited to go speak in Canada. Now, did they pay for it? No. I drove out there, but the experience was amazing. My first ever international speaking engagement. It was beautiful. I got to speak in front of, 30 plus business professionals, right? And after I gave my talk, I saw lives change after that. And these people went on to, do their own businesses. They weren't like, some of them weren't business owners. They were entrepreneurial, but not everyone in the room had a business, right? But there were business owners that had, 6-figure businesses, 7-figure businesses, making decent money. And I'm speaking in front of these people, right? And the people that didn't have businesses, they were like, okay, I could do this. And they went on to start their own business and grow and succeed. And the people that were already succeeding took their businesses to the next level, right? So when you go live, because you don't have to go somewhere and do that. You could do that even from your own home, but you got to believe that you have the information and be able to, share that with people, right? These new experiences that you're going to have and that you're going to share with people, right, are going to also help educate others. They're going to help educate yourself, and they're going to grow your wealth overall, right? Because this is much deeper than just making money. We're earning on social media, not just money, but we're earning experiences. We're earning relationships. We're earning a lot of different things that are going to bring you complete fulfillment. We're leveraging social media for that, right? A lot of people come on social media for the drama. They come on social media just to waste their time. This is not why we're using social media, okay? Why you matter. Your story matters, your brand matters, your legacy matters. You can keep following all these other people, right, with the checks and with the 100,000 followers and this and that, but that's not benefiting you. That's not making you better. So if you want to be better, which I know that you want to be, right, you got to do these things. You got to share your story, right, because you matter. You got to share your brand because your brand matters, and you got to share your legacy because your legacy matters. Now, why lives help you? to wrap this all up, it brings you confidence, empowerment, enrichment, right? And not just to you, but to your audience, because this isn't just about you. It's not just about you. It's about your audience too. What do they want, and what value can you communicate? Again, I open this section up for, Q&A. When I do this in live, because you're going to see me do this in a live audience, and you're going to hear people talk, and, people are going to ask questions throughout the middle. I'm trying to keep this, 45 minutes, but I talk, and you're going to get used to me talking, but take the information, apply it, write the notes, and succeed, because I want you to succeed. So if you aren't able to ask any questions right now, make sure you put them in the chat. Make sure you put them in the comment section, and I'm going to get to them. And if, you want me to email you or something, make sure you put your information in. So what's coming up next? We're going to go into the setup, right? We already talked about your message, right? The next one, we're going to talk about the setup, how you're going to set up your Facebook Live to make it captivating. Again, this is a program, so there's a lot more topics that we're going to cover. And there's segments and sections and all those different things. But this part, we're learning how to format your Facebook Live so that you can, transition into really making, a cash flow from this thing. I'm offering this class, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday typically. But as I said, you could always get this in, a personal one-on-one type of thing. It does cost money. It's only $10, right? $10 per class is not a lot, but it is an investment into your future. So as we move forward, your $10 investment is going to, help me also bring different leaders to come onto, the stage, share their information. And if you haven't registered already, make sure you go register. And if you have liked this, make sure you share it. Make sure you also, come back and give feedback. If there are any questions, or if there's something that, you would like for me to cover through social media, or if you didn't like this, let me know. If I talk too long, let me know. Give me feedback so I can help serve you guys better. Get enrolled today. I appreciate you being a part of this. Great success, and I'm going to see you soon.